So all breakthrough technology has to solve problems. And here's the massive problem that Subnet 44 is solving. This is where it gets even more insane. We have DKING.
And now we just signed a $300 million AUM from a hedge fund that is going to use our predictive analysis.
On this channel, our mission is to identify assets that are in the early stages of a mega trend and can provide life-changing upside. The best way to do that, and many people have done this before, so it's not rocket science. It's happened before, it's happening now, and it's gonna happen in the future. So all we have to do is figure out how to get that done. And the best way to do that is to get in first and then just sit back and watch as the technology you've invested in grows exponentially, the asset gets discovered, and the price matches that exponential adoption. And that's why we're so excited by the Bittensor Subnets. Bittensor works like Bitcoin, except that instead of miners getting paid for the computing power they're providing to secure the network, miners get paid to create revolutionary technology. We're at like 120 plus subnets. These are all miners trying to earn TAO, competing with each other. This is unleashing human potential as these teams are incentivized to create the most revolutionary technology on the planet. And so they are creating the most revolutionary technology on the planet. That's why we dive into them constantly on this channel, trying to find the highest quality ones. And today we're looking at Subnet 44. Score, computer vision. So all breakthrough technology has to solve problems. And here's the massive problem that Subnet 44 is solving. What we see with sports teams is that they're starting to use artificial intelligence to automate player tracking, event tagging, and video annotation for analytics. And what AI is doing is scaling video annotation beyond what humans can do. And the problem with the way traditional service providers are doing it is that it's still super expensive because it provides a lot of human hours alongside the AI to manually annotate matches. It's super expensive right now. It requires a lot of human hours and it takes a lot of time. Subnet 44 decentralizes the process by dividing video segments up, sending them out to a global pool of miners who annotate the footage by tracking players, ball positions, and providing event tags. Miners are incentivized to be super accurate, and they're all competing with each other to earn more and more emissions from the subnet. And so what happens is this harnesses human competition to get the best, most efficient, and most effective product out there. This is how decentralized tech is going to take over from centralized tech. This is how Bitcoin was able to create the world's biggest supercomputer at 1,000th of the cost that it would have taken Amazon or Microsoft or Google to create the same supercomputer. Bitcoin is the world's biggest supercomputer. And if you look at how much it cost to create it, it was a fraction of the cost. The head of Bittensor, Const, says that it was 1,000th the cost. That is the revolutionary nature of decentralized technology. This is what the world is sleeping on. So what it looks like Score is successfully doing is decentralizing video annotation. Now it starts to get crazier and crazier because this annotation process takes raw data and creates structured data, which becomes very valuable. That structured data is fed into AI models, trains AI models, provides a pre-training service for these AI models to absorb. And these models become super valuable by enabling faster and more accurate analysis of footage. So the subnet annotates massive amounts of data and then pre-trains AI models, which again become more and more valuable. Then what it does is merge the annotated data and pre-trained AI models. This creates a massive powerhouse, valuable data set or model or multiple data sets or multiple models. So as the value of this starts to compound. So this is how the sports world starts to wake up to the output of this subnet, because the subnet's creating in a very efficient, very effective way, very valuable data. And these sports teams can now use this valuable data. Not just sports teams, anyone involved in the sporting world, scouts, teams that want to compete with bigger teams. Think of Billy Beane at the Oakland A's, right? Using data to get a competitive advantage. It's huge. There's a lot of money behind this. Anyone who wants to predict the outcome of a sports match, essentially. So with the pre-trained AI models, the annotated data all merged together, you create a very valuable data set. And so now the biggest organizations on the planet can use that valuable data to build applications that they need. Small teams can compete with big teams. Very clever people can use this valuable data to hire the best people at the lowest cost, right? This is how AI gets integrated into the world of sports. Anyone who wants to predict the outcome of matches, right? Lots of money behind that. So this is where the technology starts to generate a massive amount of revenue as more and more sports teams realize the value of the data that's being created, and they start building super useful apps, right? So this is how the network starts to generate massive amounts of revenue. So they annotate the data, they pre-train the AI models, they merge it all together, and then insane apps can be built around this data. So it's an unbelievable flywheel of value creation. Now that's all well and good, right? Many assets promise revolutionary technology. What about the adoption? The network has insane scale, tapping into over 400,000 matches across more than 280 football leagues globally, from the top European leagues on down. And the best part is they're just starting with football, or what Americans call soccer. They can do this with any sports organization, and in the future, potentially anything that would find this process useful. Maybe not even just sports, but we're starting with football or soccer. They're going to expand to the rest of the sports world, and then who knows beyond that. So what about the team? Here's Brian McDermott. He was the international senior scout at Arsenal Football Club, massive football club, director of football at the Hibernian Football Club, and is now consultant at Score, right? So they're hiring insiders in the sports industry, and they literally just expanded the team to include an experienced football coach and a professional cricket player. So they're most likely going to be expanding and growing. So that's Subnet 44, hitting on most levels when it comes to revolutionary technology in its early stages that can provide life-changing upside. But this is where it gets even more insane. We have DKING, DKING, which is automated by Score Subnet 44 and uses Score technology to make predictions on sports betting markets. And then look at this insane adoption of this AI agent crypto asset, right? DKING. DKING partnered with one of the world's top sports betting hedge funds, deploying $300 million in assets under management using DKING strategies for the 2025-2026 season. So we have a multi-$100 million hedge fund using DKING, a tiny cap AI agent asset. Massive adoption. This was announced on stage at the Proof of Talk conference in Paris.
We just pushed so hard on making our data better that we are now selling predictive analytics based on our data. And now we just signed a $300 million AUM from a hedge fund that is going to use our predictive analysis to kind of operate.
So that's a leader at this project talking about this massive partnership and how valuable the data is and how big organizations are starting to use it. So thank you for watching. That's two tiny cap AI assets that have breakthrough technology and are being adopted and have potentially explosive life-changing upside. Not financial advice. If you want to learn more, check out the links in the description. Just keeping you posted on what's going on in the thriving Bittensor ecosystem. Obviously, this speaks to just how insanely valuable the Bittensor ecosystem is. This is one subnet.